Pastor Ed with Daily Devotions for Tuesday, May the 16th, 2023. Our reading from this past Sunday was Matthew 5, 1 through 11, and I kind of linked it to Mother's Day, and maybe a little bit more to say about that. But I want to talk a little bit just about Mother's Day. I had so many neat resources in my sermon preparation, most of which I didn't have time to use or couldn't use. But I wanted to share a couple of things as our daily devotions today. I love this quote. His name was Wilhelm Busch. I don't know who that was. But he once said, "To become a mother is not so difficult. On the other hand, being a mother is very much so." I liked that one. Another one I came across, no source or author is given to it, but goes like this: anyone who thinks mother love is as soft and golden-eyed as a purring cat should see a cat defending her kittens. I also like the story about a teacher who gave her class of second graders a lesson on the magnet and what it does. And so the next day she had a little written test, a little quiz, and she included this question. My full name has 6 letters. The first one is M. I pick up things. What am I? Well, obviously the answer she was looking for was magnet, M-A-G-N-E-T. But when the test papers were turned in and she graded them, she was astonished to find that almost 50% of the children answered the question with the word mother, M-O-T-H-E-R. Someone said no one would question whether or not they all got it right because actually they all did. I thought that was a cute one. Also came across a story about the meanest mother. This person writes, we had the meanest mother in the whole world. While other kids ate candy for breakfast, we had to have cereal or eggs or toast. When others had a Pepsi and a Twinkie for lunch, we had to eat sandwiches. And you can guess our mother fixed us a dinner that was different from what other kids had too. Mother insisted on knowing where we were at all times. You'd think we were convicts in a prison. She had to know who our friends were, what we were doing with them. She insisted that if we said we'd be gone for an hour, we would be gone for an hour or less. We were ashamed to admit it, but she had the nerve to break the child labor laws by making us work. We had to wash the dishes and make the beds, learn to cook, vacuum the floor, do laundry, and all sorts of cruel jobs. I think she would lie awake at night just thinking of more things for us to do. And she always insisted on us telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. By the time we were teenagers, she could read our minds. Then life was really tough. Mother wouldn't let our friends just honk the horn when they drove up. They had to come up to the door so she could meet them. While everyone else could date when they were 12 or 13, we had to wait until we were 16. Because of our mother, we missed out on a lot of things other kids experience. None of us ever has been caught shoplifting or vandalizing others' property or ever arrested for any crime. It was all her fault. We never got drunk, took up smoking, stayed out late, or a million other things that other kids did. Sundays were reserved for church, and we never missed once. We knew better than to ask to spend the night with a friend on Saturdays, with church coming up the next day. Well, now that we've left home, we are all God-fearing, educated, honest adults. We're doing our best to be mean parents just like Mom was. I think that's what's wrong with the world today. Just doesn't have enough mean moms anymore. Actually, the author of that is unknown, but I think interesting point. I'm reminded of the things that my mom made me do. I talked about in my children's sermon how everybody had a job on Saturday mornings, and mine was to wash the kitchen floor, but not just with a wet mop, to actually get down on my hands and knees with a bucket of soapy water and a sponge and really get at all the, as they say, the nooks and crannies, all the corners and all around the woodwork and so forth. Did it serve me well? Yeah, probably did. A mother has a tremendous influence on her children. Two final quotes. Someone once said, "My mother was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. All I am, I owe to my mother. I attribute all my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her." Who said that? Oh, it fell by the name of George Washington, actually. Here's another one. All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I remember my mother's prayers, and they've always followed me. They've clung to me all my life. Abraham Lincoln. And so, even though it's Tuesday, just wanted to say a final word of thank you and of acknowledgement to the wonderful people in our lives who we call Mother. Well, we'll be back in tomorrow. We'll really get a chance to look at Romans 5, 1 through 11. Until then, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.